Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good day everyone. I am Asmara Sako from Bais 1B and I am the first reporter from my group, which is the group 1. So today we will discuss about the facilitating learner-centered teaching module 3 related to the learner's development intended learning outcomes. In this module, challenge yourself to attain the following learning outcomes. Number 1, explain the salient concept and principles of major development theories. Salient means yung main or yung major points ng or concept ng mga theories, development theories. So, the number 2, apply these theories to teaching learning situation. I-apply natin yung mga theories sa ating teaching and sa ating mga learning situation. So now, let's move on to the introduction of this module or this topic. The education trend brought about by a number of groundbreaking researchers. There's a lot of researchers can tell us one can be an effective facilitator of learning. So if one has a good working knowledge of the learner's development, we can easily understand the behavior of our student. So previously in your child adolescence, or the EDOC 101 and learning principle course, the foundation theory related to the learner's development are discussed. So, in this module aims to help you think about and review these theories that you have taken up and connect them into learning. So, di ba, sa EDOC 101 is discuss na rin natin itong mga theories na ito. Itong mga psychoanalytic theories, psychosocial theories, and ecological theories by Bronfenbrenner's or the bioecological theory. We talk about this, but now we're going to review yung mga topics natin before. So, let's move on to the advanced organizer. So as we can see in our advanced organizer, to simply as to understand is may nakalagay na doon na parang summary or buod ng mga theories nila. So in the middle, we can see the theories related to the learner's development, and we can see that it composed of 6 different theories from Simon Freud, Erik Erikson, Jean Piaget, Kohlberg, Vygotsky, and Bronfenbrenner's. So let's move on to the Simon Freud theory. In Simon Freud theory, Freud said the mind is like an iceberg. It flows with 1/7 and it's above water. Simon Freud also emphasized the 3 components that makes up one's personality: the id, ego, and superego. The id is the pleasure center. Ito na yung the unconscious mind. Ito na yung the pleasure principle sa idea that all of your need should meet immediately. So for example, ito na yung baby's mind. Na paggabi is kung humihingi sila ng DDS, wala silang pakialam kung may mapupuyat ba or may magigising ba. Iyak na lang sila ng iyak. So sa id is yung baby's mind. So let's go to the ego. Ito na yung ang ego naman is ito yung reality center. Ito yung reality principle. Ito yung mediator between the two, which is the id and the superego. So the superego naman which is related to the ego ideal or consci. Ang superego is the mostly unconscious mind, moral principles, conscious view of what is considered wrong. Ito na yung alam nila kung ano yung mali, alam nila kung mali ba sila or what. So another theory by Freud, which is the psychosexual stages of development. So Freud believed that individuals go 5 psychosexual stages of development. This includes the oral, anal, phallic, latency, and genital stage. Act stages demand satisfaction of needs and failure to do result in fixation. So, ito na yun for us to know what is the behavior of our students as a future educator is kailangan natin i-apply ito kung ano ba yung mga stages ng bata natin tinuturuan. So, dito naman tayo kay Erik Erikson. Erik Erikson also emphasized or presented a very comprehensive framework of 8 psychosocial stages of development. It is Erik Erikson who prescribed the crisis expressed in opposite polarities that a person goes through. The maladaptation and the malignancies that result from failure to effectively resolve the crisis, and the virtue that emerge when a balance and resolution of crisis is attained. So in 8 stages of human development is As I said earlier na kailangan is malaman natin ito as an future educator kasi maa-apply talaga natin to sa stages ng development ng ating estudyante. So, for example naman is sa infancy, trust versus mistrust. Ito na yung birth, start sa birth 0 to 1 years old. Sa infancy na ito is nakaka-form yung bata ng trust versus mistrust, which is for example is yung bata is minsan ka lang nakikita. So, in Maguindanao Bangilala. So, kasi sa trust naman is yung kung ang bata is palagi kang nakikita or parang nagkapalagay na kayo ng loob is hindi siya iiyak pag nakikita ka. So, sa mistrust is kung gusto mo siyang kunin, iiyak siya talaga. So, kasi hindi ka na masyado nakikita or hindi ka niya masyado nakakahalubilo. So, ito na naman sa number 2, which is the toddlerhood, is ito na yung pagiging curious ng isang bata sa 1 to 3 years old. So, ito naman yung autonomy versus shame and doubt. So, pag ang bata is pinapagalitan mo, is nakakabuo siya ng shame and doubt. Kung baga, nahihiya siya and parang hindi na niya masyado pinagkakatiwalaan yung sarili niya. So, sa preschool years is ito na yung mga bata na pumupunta na sa school. So, nag-start na sila dito magpunta sa school. Ito na siya, initiative versus guilt. Ito na yung mga bata na may inisyatibo or kahit hindi mo sabihin na gawin nila is ginagawa nila. Sa guilt naman is, kung baga, pag ang bata is alam nila na mali sila, so nakakabuo sila ng guilt hanggang sa tumanda sila. Kung alam nila na mali yung ginawa nila, and kasi for example lang is sa mga bata na naoobserbahan ko is yung 4 to 5 years old is kung baga ito nag-explore na sila. Nag-explore na sila masyado sa kanilang environment. So kapag ang bata is nakabuo ng guilt or kung baga alam nila sa sarili nila na may mali sila pero hindi sila nag-sorry is parang hanggang sa pagtanda nila is dadalhin nila yung guilt na yon. So sa early school years, industry versus inferiority. Ito na yung sa pag ang bata is 6 to 11 years old na nakakabuo sila ng industry versus inferiority. So sa adolescence naman is ito na yung 12 to 19 years old. Identity versus role confusion. Sa identity is kung ano ba sila, kung tama ba yung nararamdaman nila, kasi may mga bata kasi or yung sa mga LGBTs hindi nila alam kung ano ba talaga yung kung ano ba talaga sila or ano yung nararamdaman nila. Ito na yung identity versus role confusion. Role confusion is kung ano ba ang role nila sa kanilang komunidad, kung ano ito na yung confuse yung isang bata. Kung tama ba yung nararamdaman nila, tama ba na for example is ako nagkakagusto ako sa isang babae. So yun na yung sa adolescent stage na kung tama ba yung nararamdaman kong ito, kasi diyan kasi nako-confuse yung tao sa stage na yan sa adolescence. So number 6 is the young adulthood. So ito na yung young adulthood, which is the 18 years old lady and 21 years old gentleman, or 20 to 36 years old. 35 rather. So ito na yung intimacy versus isolation. Ito na yung, for example, is may nagugustuhan ka na or kung may gusto ka nang gawin pero parang wala kang kalayaan. So, sa isolation naman is ito yung pagkukulong mo, kung baga tambay ka lang, wala ka masyadong ginagawa, or kasi mas prefer mo ang ma-isolate ka or hindi ka makipaghalubilo sa iba than makipaghalubilo ka na ma-explore mo yung mundo or yung environment, no? Ito naman sa middle adulthood is 36 to 64 years old. Juniority versus Shagamite. Ito na yung nabubuo pag sa age ka na ng 36 to 64. Ito na yung if may work ka or ano ba yung patutunguhan mo sa buhay. So, sa late adulthood naman is integrity versus despair. Ito na yung mga tao na may naiwan na legacy sa 65 years old. Kasi, sa 65 years old is alam naman natin kung saan tayo papunta dito. So, alam natin kung ano na yung mangyayari sa atin. Kasi, karamihan sa 65 years old is, kung baga, sa stage na ito is, alam na papunta na sila sa stage na mamamatay na sila. So, ito na yung mga tao na may naiwang legacy. And ito na yung tao na wala masyadong pakialam sa, kanilang environment. Ito yung siyang despair or wala itong naiwang legacy. Kahit mamatay is parang wala masyadong makakaalala or kuan kasi wala siyang legacy na naiwan. So, yun lang kay Erik Erikson, Stages of Development. So now let's proceed to Jean Piaget theory. So now let's move on to Jean Piaget. So Jean Piaget said that the principal goal of education in the schools should be creating men and women who are capable of doing new things, not simply repeating what others' generation have done. So according to Piaget is ang school ay kailangan na ang kanilang goal or aim na makaproduce ng men and women na capable or ito na yung inventors, discovers. So as I said earlier naman na ito na yung mga kailangan is makaproduce ang isang school ng isang men and women na makakagawa or makakaproduce ng ibang bagay pa rather sa nagawa na before. So for example is kailangan makaproduce ang isang school ng mga engineers na creative or kailangan is mapo sila yung creativity yung inventions, innovations. So Jean Piaget theory center on the stages of cognitive development. In this theory, cognitive development, Jean Piaget proposed that the human progress through 4 development stages. So, the 4 stages of cognitive development, namely the sensomotor, pre-operational, concrete operational, and formal operational stages. So, in each has characteristic ways of thinking and perceiving that shows one's cognitive abilities. Sa sensomotor is ito na yung 0 to 2 years old. Sa pre-operational stages is 2 to 7 years old. Sa concrete operational is 12 years old or through adulthood na. So the former operational stages naman is sa stage na ito is begins to appropriate 12 and last into adulthood. So, sa sensomotor first, I will explain pala ng sensomotor. In this first stage of your child's life, according to Jean Piaget theory, it is the children development. Sa pre-operational, Piaget suggests that coincidence with easily childhood is the pre-operational stages. Sa concrete operational stages is, ito na yung pinaka-important step, is to boost the ideas or the confidence of isang bata. Kohlberg said, right action tends to define in terms of general individual rights and standards that have been critically examined and agreed upon by the whole society. Kohlberg proposed 3 levels of moral development. The first one is the pre-convention, convention, and post-convention. So, ito na yung sa pre-convention is ito na yung reasoning among the children. So sa convention level naman is ito na yung adolescence and adulthood. And sa post-convention is hindi lahat ng tao is nakakarating sa level na ito, sa post-convention level. Ito na yung level of reasoning ng isang bata or isang tao. So Kohlberg that one's cognitive development influences the development of one's moral reasoning. So Vygotsky said that the teacher must orient his work not on yesterday's development in the child, but on tomorrow's. Vygotsky emphasized the role of social interaction and learning and development. Scaffolding is a systematic manner of providing assistance to the learner that helps the learner to effectively acquire a skill. He believed that the guidance from more knowledgeable, other than MKO, would lead a learner to a higher level of performance than if he were alone. This higher level of performance then eventually becomes the learner's actual performance when he works independently in future. His concept of zone of proximal development or ZPD illustrates. Let's move to Bronfenbrenner's ecological or bioecological system theory. Present child development within the context of relation system that comprise the child's environment. The model is composed of microsystem, mesosystem, ecosystem, and chronosystem. Each layer is further made of different structure. The term bioecological points out that the child's own biological makeups impacts on his or her development. The child's growing and developing body and the interplay between his or her immediate family, community, environment, and the societal landscape fuel and steer his or her development change. Change or conflict in any one layer will ripple throughout other layers. To study a children's developments, then we must look not only at the child's his or her immediate environment but also the larger environment with which the child's interact. That's all. Thank you for listening. For you to more understand, please listen to the next reporter. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning everyone. I'm Isa Nasrodin from Group 1 Second Reporters. Today I'll discuss my assigned topics. It is about factors that bring about student diversity. Sa lahat ng mga kapaligiran sa pag-aaral ng mga individual ay nakikipag-ugnayan sa iba na parehong paraan ay naiiba sa kanila. Alalahanin kung paano pinapakita ang mga pagkakaiba na ito sa iyong klase, kasarian at lahi, etniko o kultura na background, nasyonalidad, lalawigan, wika. Ang pagkakaiba-iba na ito ay nagmumula rin sa iba pang mga kadahilanan tulad ng sumusunod. Number 1, social economic status. Ang pamumuhay ng mga milenarya ay iba dyan ng middle income at lower income group. Number 2, think and learning style. Ang ilan sa inyo ay mas natututo sa pamamagitan lamang ng pakikinig at iba pa sa pamamagitan ng pamaninipula. Number 3, exceptionality. Sa klase ay maaaring may isang nahihirapan sa pagsalita, pag-uunawa sa wika o sa paningin, pandinig. How student diversity enriches the learning environments. So, ano nga ba ang how student diversity enriches the learning environments? Which is, ang isang guro ay maaaring hinahamon ng pangasiwaan ang isang klase na may mga mag-aaral na magkakaiba-iba. Maaring may mga mag-aaral na may iba't ibang kultura, iba't ibang ugali at kakayahan. At pag-uugali, maaring makita ng ilang guro ang pagkakaiba-iba na ito bilang isang mahirap na suliranin. Gayunpaman, maaring makita ng isang mas mapanlinlang na guro. Number 1, kapag nakita natin ang pagkakaiba ng bawat isa, in other words, ang pagkakaiba ng bawat estudyante tulad ng belief, attitude, values, and the behavior. Kung kaya't nabibigyan tayo ng awareness na paano makipag-communicate sa ibang estudyante at respetuhin ang bawat isa. Number 2, ang pagkakaiba-iba ng mga mag-aaral ay nakakatulong sa pag-unlad ng kognitibo. Ang pagkakataong magkaroon ng assess sa mga pananaw ng bawat isa at matuto mula sa ibang mga mag-aaral. Sa halip na ang instructor ay maaaring maging isang daan sa pagtataguyod ng pag-aaral. Sinabi ni Supreme Court Justice William G. Brina na ang classroom pala ay isang marketplace na idea.
Assalamualaikum and good morning. So, before anything else, I would like to introduce myself first. My name is Baysandra S. Abusama from Dibais 2A. So now, let's proceed to Unit 2.2, Student Diversity. So, Module 4, Individuals Differences. So, take the challenge. So, in this module, challenge yourself to attain the following learning outcomes. Identify the different factors that bring about diversity in the classroom. Demonstrate a position attitude towards diversity as an encouraging element in the learning environment, and come up with teaching strategies that consider student diversity. So, as a teachers or as a future educator, may be challenged to handle a class with students so diverse. There may be students having different cultural backgrounds, different language abilities, and different attitudes, aptitude, and behavior. So, dapat ma-identify mo yung different factors ng bawat isa bilang isang guro. And also, to teaching strategies, dapat may mga strategies ka na mas lalong ma-improve ng estudyante mo yung kanilang mga sarili. So, let's moving on to introduction. So, you probably heard someone say everyone is unique. Though it sounds like a cliche, one cannot ignore the truth in it. So, as a facilitator of learning, the teacher is tasked to consider the individual differences among the student in planning for effective instruction. The teachers should to provide learning with variety of learning activities for effective learning. So, as a facilitator or as a future educator, the teacher's job is to support every student to their best thinking and practice. And also, as a facilitator, the teachers encourage the full participation of students, promotes mutual understanding, and cultivates shared responsibility among students by supporting every student to their best thinking. Now, the last one is advanced organizer. So, individual differences, student diversity, individual difference factors. So, individual different factors are important because they associate with students' particular needs. Their needs are relate to learning and cognitive styles and motivation levels, which teachers most take into a teaching and learning process. And benefits of the diversity in the classroom, students gain a more comprehensive understanding of the subject matter. It is also teaches students how use their own strengths and points of view to contribute in a diverse working environment and classroom strategies for student diversity. So, as a teachers or as a future educator, so build a relationship with your students. Students really don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And approach students with curiosity, of course. Consider how students' background may affect their performance and also fosters a growth mindset in your classroom. A growth mindset is helping the students understand that the abilities they have can be improved with dedication and hard work. They are just going through a stage of development and improving themselves. So, and also help your students build confidence. Yan yung isa sa mga mahalaga is help your student build confidence. Recognizing small victories can help students build confidence in themselves and in their skills. So, dapat as a teachers is mas lalo mong i-improve yung confidence ng bawat estudyante para mas lalo silang ganahan sa kanilang pagsisikap sa pag-aaral. Yun lang po. Thank you.
Some tips on students' diversity. Number 1. Encourage learners to share their personal history and experience. Students will be made to realize that they have something in common with the rest. They also differ in several ways. So, pwede nating hikayatin ang mga mag-aaral na ibahagi nila ang kanilang mga personal na kasaysayan at karanasan. Ipapaunawa sa mga mag-aaral na meron din silang pagkakatulad sa iba, na iiba din sila sa ilang paraan. Number 2. Integrate learning experiences and activities which promote students' multicultural and cross-cultural awareness. Ang integrated learning ay ang pagsasama ng mga karanasan at aktibidad sa pagkatuto na nagtataguyod ng kamalayan ng mga mag-aaral sa multicultural at cross-cultural. Ano nga ba ang multicultural at cross-cultural? Ang multicultural ay tumutukoy sa kultura o etnikong grupo sa loob ng isang lipunan. At ang cross-cultural ay isang konsepto ng kumikilala sa mga pagkakaiba ng mga tao sa iba't ibang bansa, ang kanilang background at mga etnisidad. You can encourage or even initiate co-curricular experiences that are aimed at promoting diversity awareness. These activities could be held to coincide with already scheduled national weeks or months which are designated for appreciation of diverse groups, disability. Let students interview other students on campus who are from diverse backgrounds, foreign students or students from other ethnic or racial groups. These students of different racial and ethnic origins serve as source of first-hand information on topics related to their cultural. Pwede rin tayong mag-interview ng mga student sa campus from her diverse backgrounds. Mapa-foreign students man to o indigenous students. Invite students to internet discussion groups or email, have students visit countries and talk to natives of these countries. Ask students if they have ever been the personal targets of prejudice or discrimination and have them share these experiences with other members of the class. Number 3, aside from highlighting diversity, identify patterns of unity that transcend group differences.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أما بعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. My name is Yasser Kefalanan from Group 1. Our topic for today about communication high expectation to students from all subgroups. Make a conscious attempt to call on draw in students from diverse by using effective questioning techniques that reliably elicit student involvement. Gumawa ng paraan upang tipunin ang mga mag-aaral na magkakaibang kanilang grupo. Yung baitang, yung grade nila, magkakaibang grade. Dapat ikaw na nanghihikayat, meron ka dapat may epektibong pagtatanong. Anong kadahilanan? Para lamang hikayatin sila na sumali or makilahok sa kanilang gustong salihan. Dahil yun na nga, ang sakit ng mga estudyante, sila'y nahihiya dahil hindi pa sila nakaranas ng makilahok sila sa kanilang pag-aaral. Hindi pa sila nakaranas na sila ay sumali sa mga sports or mga activity dahil nakatanim sa kanilang isip na wag na ako sumali dahil nahihiya ako. Dapat ikaw na nagtatanong, meron kang maipektibong pagtatanong, para lamang hikayatin sila. Dapat meron kang matatamis na pananalita para lamang yun na nga, yun ang pinakamalaki, para lamang makilahok lamang sila. Halimbawa, kung nakuha mo na sila, kumbaga nakuha mo na yung mga loob nila para sumali sa gustong salihan nila, halimbawa sa basketball. Ang tanong, paano mo naman maibigay ang how to set high expectation from student? Number 1, iparamdam mo sa kanila ang iyong kumpiyansa or kumbaga iyong tiwala. Yun na nga, dahil nakuha mo na sila, nahikayat mo na sila sumali sa mga kanilang gustong salihan. Yun na nga, number 1, iparamdam mo sa kanila ang iyong kumpiyansa at ikaw ay naniniwala sa kanila na ikaw kaya mo yan, huwag kang matakot na ikaw ay pagtawanan nila, huwag kang matakot na ikaw ay matatalo. Sige lang, pagpatuloy mo lang yan dahil kaya mo yan. Kung gano'n ang maririnig ng isang estudyante or mag-aaral, siya ay hindi mawawala ng pag-asa. Siya ay magpursigido dahil yun ang narinig niya sa kanyang trainer. Number 2, bigyan ng pagkakataon. Number 2, bigyan ng pagkakataon ang isang estudyante na mag-ambag sa inyong kupunan. Halimbawa, ikaw na trainer or coach. Kung meron kang isang estudyante na nahikayat mo siya na sumali sa inyong kupunan, dapat bigyan mo siya ng pagkakataon na mag-ambag para maramdaman niya sa kanyang sarili, ay, kasali pala ako sa aming grupo, dapat maibigay ko ang aking best para sa aming team. Kung gano'n na ang mararamdaman ang isang mag-aaral or student na ikaw na trainer, binibigyan mo ng pagkakataon na mag-ambag, subhanallah, mararamdaman niya kanya siya isang player. Number 3, give the specific feedback. Yun na nga. At number 4, magbigay ng matataas na suporta. Halimbawa, sa inyong kupunan, meron kong estudyante, yun na, bago pa lamang siya sumali sa inyong team. Dapat ikaw na trainer, kausapin mo yung mga kasama niyan, suportahan natin si Ulan na kumbaga ibigyan natin ng mataas na suporta lamang para maalis yung kanyang kabado. At number 5, use the Goldilocks. At yun lamang po, hindi ko masyado itong alam yung use the Goldilocks. Hanggang dito na lamang po. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.